What up, y'all? It's T-Turn. Today I come with you with new info on Pokemon's mysterious project, Pokemon Works. This is to put it as simply as possible. What we've learned about Pokemon Works so far is that it's something the Pokemon company filed for, a trademark. So this is Game Freak, Nintendo, Creatures. They filed this trademark for something called Pokemon Works, which usually you hear the odd trademark filed and it's usually for less relevant things. But this trademark had more details associated with it that were very fishy, like that it's located in ILCA's building where all the other ILCA companies are. And so this thought has been going around, started by Riddler Coup, that ILCA was something Pokemon would not want to go back to again. But then we had this happen. And with all that summarized, there's one new thing that happened that's pretty crazy for all this. So last time I showed you the trademark itself that was filed about Pokemon Works. Pokemon Waksu. The thing with Pokemon Works is it sounds very developer-like. It sounds like a cool subsidiary name that you would see developing games, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. So this was filed earlier in the month, but since then, something else has come out about this trademark. And this is what I wanted to talk about in this video. It's this document here. As far as my knowledge on stuff goes, this is the form they put together when registering this company. And so these are the details that are the context of what this company is. This is when the company was started, that's March 1st. But here's the big kicker. So under the date, the second thing here, this is the purpose or intention of this company. So, you know, you get Pokemon trademarks often. I'm not gonna say too often, but you'll get stuff like TCG set names trademarked and some other Pokemon content like Pokemon Concierge or Pokemon Sleep. You'll see these trademarked and you won't really give it a second thought because you'll know it's some background stuff Pokemon's doing for not main series stuff. So a lot of times when I see these trademarks, I don't even pay much attention to them. But check out what it says for the purpose of this. So let's get some predictions out there. Pokemon Works, does this have to do with like merchandise? A new company for developing and shipping out new Pokemon merch? Look at this. This says, Pocket Monsters contracted or commissioned game development. It's forming in front of our face. Nothing is set in stone, okay? We have to see what the future holds. But this company has been made for game development pertaining to Pokemon. Even if you wanted to look at this on the minor scales, are they making mobile games? That's a legit answer. Or they're making some mystery dungeon games or something. That's what this company opened for. That's like on the lesser end of what it can be, but it's a company for developing Pokemon games. That's what Pokemon Works is. It's set in stone. That's what they signed when they made this form. You don't want to piss the Japan authorities off by lying on your form. The second thing here doesn't say anything too relevant. It just says all business and incidental craps relating to the previous thing. So commission game development for Pokemon and then all related business. Here we got the total number of shares, 50,000 shares, and the total value in capital they put in, 50 million yen. Right down here. So they put a good amount of capital into this. That's about 300,000 USD, a bit over. Now for the big part of this. I want y'all to focus your eyes on this bottom section right here. This pretty much says matters relating to the directors and staff of this company. So they about to drop names that would be registered to this company. And so this would be the smoking gun to see what truly the direction of this company, their intentions are. One, we already got the big kicker, which is that it's for game development about Pokemon. Who's listed in the staff here? So pretty much, you see there's 5 listed here. This all says director. So there are 5 directors. The first director is Takuya Iwasaki. So one thing to say here. In 2010, a new company was formed called ILCA. One of their core members and their CEO is Takuya Iwasaki. The second name here is Takanari Soa. Who? Would you like to see something? Let me just load this up. Oh, who's one of the producers of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Next up, third director is Masao Iuchi. I couldn't find a credible source for who this really is, but the closest thing I could find is I went through the credits of Scarlet and Violet's look for the name, and it was there under special thanks. But yeah, so they're tied to a main series game too. Fourth director, Katsuhisa Ijama. I don't know who this is. I gotta figure out. And the fifth director, Satoshi Takamori, who, let me show you right here, if you go to ILCA's official site under board members, Oh, there's his name listed there. This is like some new endeavor they're taking with actual people who have made Pokemon games. So this is why it's crazy, right? Because until something is mentioned about this, we can't jump to conclusions really and say this is happening. IOCA really is back and they're working on games as we speak. But when you look at all these hidden details surrounding this company, you can tell what they're trying to do. The idea it gives off is that Pokemon Works is gonna be a new joint company between IOCA and the Pokemon Company. Something like we were saying last time, that Ace joint company IOCA made with Bandai, where IOCA owns 41% and Bandai 51%. This could be another joint company where the Pokemon Company side would own the majority, but IOCA would own a huge chunk and be motivated, of course, with now much more help and in the form of this company to make much better games. This is kind of like a mix of what I was saying, right, with the Ultra Sun and Moon situation. It's like a Game Freak B team is gonna mix in with IOCA, and that's what Pokemon Works are. Now remember, I'm gonna have to keep saying this, but nothing is set in stone. We're just reading the details. This does raise an interesting question about whether we really are not getting no games until 2025. I made a couple of videos talking about the potential for what they can do, and this only stirs the pot more, but we will get into that. And y'all already know my take on this. This is good to have this game studio. They can either be at the forefront developing their own games, or just be helping out with Game Freak as they're making their games, if that makes sense. Like if Game Freak could focus on their favorite part about developing a Pokemon game and leave it to like this company to color in the lines and touch everything up in the background, then you could create a nice polished game if both sides are doing their favorite part of it. So it could work as their own independent game making studio or as helping Game Freak. We gotta see. Only thing that sucks is because this company was just established, I'm pretty sure this company could not have been developing anything secretly until this, right? You can't have these employees working on something when the company hasn't been established yet. Unless they could have started this project spread apart from each other, and then they formed this company and they're continuing to work on the project. But either way, it leaves open the possibility that since March 1st, when they put in this registration, and maybe they're cooking something up. We will see. Make sure to shank that like button. Let me know your thoughts. Which of the two would you want this to be more? Something that's assisting Game Freak in making games, or something that's making their own games? Essentially, this would be the IOCA replacement. But do remember option 3 that always exists at the end of the day, that maybe this is nothing. For some reason, nothing ever comes of this company. If that's the case, Pokemon Works, send me that 50 million yen. I could really use it. I ain't going nowhere. There's also more to talk about on that March 1st situation. So yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Take care.